What if I told you there's a mental code that can change your financial reality in the next 24 hours? I'm not talking about a magic trick or a lucky break, but a secret that millionaires quietly use to program their minds. This code is made up of just 3 words, and when used at the right time, it has the power to open invisible doors to wealth opportunities. The most interesting part is that you don't even have to believe in it for it to work. You just have to apply it. Many people go through life believing that making money requires extreme effort and sacrifice, but that's really just a collective illusion. What few realize is that the human mind can be trained to find wealth everywhere. This 3-word code works like a key that unlocks an inner vault full of creative solutions, profitable ideas, and new connections. It transforms the way you perceive financial reality. Think about all the times you missed an opportunity simply because you didn't notice it was right in front of you. That happens because your brain filters information based on the beliefs you already hold. If you believe money is scarce, you'll only see scarcity. But when you activate this code, your mind becomes like an abundance radar, recognizing patterns and paths that once seemed invisible. The most fascinating part is that this isn't magic, it's applied mind science. When we trigger certain internal questions, the brain responds by reorganizing how it processes information. The shift doesn't happen consciously, but at the subconscious level, the most powerful part of your mind. It's at this deep level that wealth begins to naturally flow your way. This mental code isn't a motivational quote or a prayer. It's a command that triggers a new neural pattern. While affirmations can be rejected by your inner critic, this command is accepted immediately because it sparks curiosity instead of resistance. It doesn't tell your mind, "This is true." It asks, "How is this already true?" That subtle shift is what makes it so powerful. You might be wondering, why 3 words? The answer lies in simplicity. Your subconscious mind responds best to short, clear commands. When we simplify a thought into just a few words, it becomes easier to internalize and repeat, like an invisible mantra that shapes your perceptions and actions. Imagine planting a seed in fertile soil. Every time you repeat this code, it's like watering that seed, allowing it to grow into a tree of tangible results. You may not see it growing day by day, but suddenly the fruits will be ready to harvest. That's exactly how wealth begins to manifest. This secret has been quietly used throughout history by inventors, artists, and millionaires. They understood that the mind must be guided into believing in new possibilities before the external world can align. This 3-word code became their silent tool for financial and creative expansion, even when it remained hidden from the public. Today, you have the chance to use this same key without waiting decades to stumble upon it by accident. What's most impressive is that it doesn't depend on how much money you have right now or your current situation. Anyone can apply it and experience surprising changes in very little time.
But before I reveal what this code is, you need to understand why so many people remain stuck in cycles of lack, even when they deeply want prosperity. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about next. Now, I need you to pay close attention to something very important. What I'm about to share in the next few minutes is the detail that makes this technique work or fail. Those who understand this point get results in a matter of days. Those who ignore it simply stay stuck in scarcity. So stay with me until the end, because if you miss this part, the technique might not work for you. Recognizing financial pain. How many times have you felt frustrated, realizing that no matter how hard you work, money never seems to be enough? It's a quiet pain that millions of people live with every day. They wake up early, put in long hours, and yet by the end of the month, they can barely cover their bills. That feeling of constantly running but never quite getting ahead can be overwhelming. Meanwhile, you look around and see other people thriving, seemingly with ease. They buy homes, travel to amazing places, drive new cars. And inevitably, you ask yourself, what did they have that I don't? That comparison only deepens the pain, because on top of the financial struggle, now there's the weight of feeling behind. This constant comparison chips away at your self-esteem and reinforces the belief that money is only for a lucky few. What you may not realize is that this kind of thinking creates an invisible barrier, blocking wealth from flowing to you. It's as if your mind has built walls around opportunities, shutting out everything that could change your life. Financial pain isn't just about numbers in your bank account. It's about identity. When you believe you're someone who struggles to get by, the world starts to treat you that way. That belief hardens into a financial identity, one that's difficult to shake. But the truth is, it can be reprogrammed. The problem is, when you're stuck in this cycle, you start thinking you need something external to change your situation. A lucky break, a windfall, someone's help. But the real secret lies within you, in how your mind perceives money. If you keep feeding the belief that money is hard, it will keep slipping through your fingers. This pain is real, and we've all felt it on some level. Debt that grows faster than income, dreams put on hold because they seem financially out of reach, the constant sense that your effort isn't paying off proportionally. All of this creates an emotional weight that goes beyond money. But here's the turning point. Every pain carries within it the seed of transformation. The fact that you feel this frustration means your subconscious is already asking for change. Dissatisfaction is the first step towards seeking new solutions. And that's exactly where the three-word code comes in.
This financial pain is like an alarm. It's not here to punish you. It's here to tell you that something isn't right with your internal programming. And just like you can update software on your computer, you can also update the beliefs that control your financial life. The question that will change everything isn't about if you can become wealthy. It's about how you already have. And that completely changes the game, because your brain starts working on a different level, creating new possibilities. Next, I'm going to reveal exactly what that powerful question is and why it has the power to rewrite your financial story from the inside out. The powerful question revealed. The moment has come. The three-word mental code that can reprogram your mind for wealth is, how did I do it? Simple, yet deeply transformative. Unlike an affirmation like, I am rich, which your inner critic often rejects, this question tricks your brain because it forces it to look for answers and solutions. The real insight here is that this isn't a wish or a command to the universe. It's a command for mental investigation. When you ask, how did I do it? Your mind immediately starts searching for reasons, images, and scenarios where you've already achieved prosperity. That search creates a state of internal alignment between what you feel and what you want to experience. Many people fail to attract money because they rely on canned phrases that don't resonate with their reality. Saying, I'm a millionaire when you can barely pay your bills creates internal conflict. Your subconscious rejects that idea, and that resistance blocks manifestation. This question, on the other hand, creates space instead of friction. You can adapt this question to different financial goals. For example, how did I double my income? Or how did I pay off all my debt? By phrasing it this way, you invite your mind to create realistic images of victory. Your brain can't tell the difference between something you've strongly imagined and something you've actually lived. The most fascinating part is that this technique doesn't require constant effort. You just have to ask the question at the right moment and let your mind do the work behind the scenes. Even while you sleep, your subconscious keeps exploring ways to turn that question into a reality. This process is like planting a positive doubt in your mental system. And unlike negative doubt, which creates fear, this kind of doubt generates hope and opens doors to new perceptions. You stop wondering, will I ever make it? And start investigating, how did I already make it? The power of the question lies in its tense. It doesn't ask, how will I do it? It asks, How did I do it? That small shift completely changes its meaning because it creates the feeling that the goal has already been achieved. And when you feel like you've already succeeded, your body and mind vibrate at the frequency of accomplishment. This subtle difference is what separates people who attract wealth almost magically from those who remain stuck in the struggle. The words we use when we talk to ourselves shape our beliefs, and our beliefs shape our reality. That's why the wording of the question is so crucial. How did I do it is a key that unlocks the door of your subconscious to new financial possibilities. It's not just a mantra, it's a tool for deep transformation. But for it to work, it needs to be applied when your mind is most receptive. And that moment is special, it's unique, and it happens every single day, yet very few people know how to use it. That's exactly what we'll talk about next. The science behind it, Grinberg's insight. Now that you know the powerful question, it's time to understand why it actually works. Neuroscientist Jacobo Grinberg conducted studies showing how our minds interact with what he called the neuronal field. Simply put, it's as though an invisible network connects our thoughts to reality. Grinberg suggested that the mind doesn't fully distinguish between what is actually experienced and what is vividly imagined with strong emotion. This means that when you feel rich and prosperous in your imagination, your brain registers that experience almost the same way it would a real event. That mental record then begins to influence your choices and behaviors in the outside world. When you ask, "How did I do it?" you're essentially creating a future memory. Your brain, tricked by the question, activates neural pathways that reinforce this experience as if it's already happened. As a result, you begin to act according to this new programming, attracting situations that confirm your inner story. This isn't just spiritual belief, it's a phenomenon observed in research on neuroplasticity. The human brain is adaptable and constantly responds to experiences, whether real or imagined. The stronger the emotion attached to the thought, the faster new neural connections form. This explains why millionaires and creative geniuses have always emphasized the power of visualization and imagination. They weren't just dreaming, they were training their brains to live what they desired. The three-word question acts as a trigger for this very process. Think of your mind as a vast, fertile field. Every time you ask yourself, "How did I do it?" you're planting a new seed of reality. Science shows that your subconscious then goes to work nurturing that seed, guiding your behavior, choices, and perceptions in ways that help it grow. What's most interesting is that you don't even have to fully believe in it for it to work. The simple act of asking the question is enough to activate the process. Your brain loves solving puzzles, and this question becomes an irresistible challenge for it. Every night, you're giving your subconscious more fuel to search for answers. This scientific perspective helps explain why so many spiritual practices seem to work. They don't defy logic, they tap into how the brain organizes reality. When we combine emotion and repetition with an idea, it becomes almost inevitable in the physical world. So this isn't just about mysticism, it's applied neuroscience. Grinberg left behind a legacy that helps explain how the mind and reality intertwine, and the question, "How did I do it?" is a practical tool within that framework. And that's exactly why the timing of this technique matters so much. There's a specific mental state where this kind of programming is most effective, and it happens every single day, right before you fall asleep. The sacred moment, the hypnagogic state. Now that you understand the power of the question and the science behind it, it's time to learn the perfect moment to use it, the hypnagogic state. This is the brief window between wakefulness and sleep, when your conscious mind starts to relax, but your subconscious is still fully active. It's a natural portal that opens every night, and very few people take advantage of it. During the hypnagogic state, your so-called inner critic, that voice that doubts, judges, and blocks new ideas, starts to fade. It's in this exact moment that your subconscious, the true architect of your financial life,
becomes most receptive to new programming. You stop fighting old beliefs and start planting ideas of prosperity directly into the fertile soil of your mind. It's no coincidence that great geniuses like Thomas Edison and Salvador Dali used techniques to extend this state. They knew it was where their most creative insights emerged. In the same way, asking, "How did I do it?" during this window turns the hypnagogic state into a wealth-building factory. This short period, usually 5 to 10 minutes before you fully fall asleep, is like a secret ceremony that repeats every night. You can ignore it and keep feeding scarcity, or you can consciously use it to shape your financial reality. It's in this moment that imagination and emotion come together, and your brain registers it all as real. Think of it like planting seeds in damp soil right after the rain. The earth is more receptive, ready to absorb and nurture what you've placed in it. That's what your subconscious is like in the hypnagogic state. Whatever you plant there grows with more ease and depth. The best part is, you don't need hours of practice or complex techniques. You just need to recognize the right moment. When you lie down and notice the first signs of drowsiness, like fleeting images, daydreams, or disconnected thoughts, you're at the doorway to this sacred state. That's the perfect time to introduce the question.
Trying this technique at other times might still work, but it'll be much harder because your conscious mind is too active. It's like trying to plant a seed in dry, hard soil. The real secret is to use that window when your subconscious is already naturally open and receptive to new ideas. Imagine closing your eyes and, instead of thinking about the day's problems, asking the magic question: how did I double my income so easily? In that moment, your brain starts creating images and feelings of abundance without you even forcing it. These impressions take root deeply and continue working even while you sleep. This is the secret ritual millionaires use, whether consciously or not, to keep their minds aligned with opportunities. And it's something you can start using tonight. It doesn't cost anything, doesn't require effort, just awareness of the right moment. But understanding the hypnagogic state is only half the equation. The other part involves understanding how your brain filters and reorganizes reality to turn this mental programming into tangible results. That's what we'll look at now. The Millionaire Mind Mechanism, RAS. Have you heard of the Reticular Activating System, RAS? It's a mechanism in your brain responsible for filtering the information you perceive. Every day, millions of stimuli reach your mind, but your RAS decides which ones deserve your attention. That's why when you buy a new car, you suddenly start seeing it everywhere. Your RAS has been activated. When you ask yourself, "How did I do it?" you're triggering your RAS to focus on signs of abundance and financial opportunities. Suddenly you start noticing conversations, ideas, offers, and paths that were always there, but you overlooked them. Your brain literally changes the filter through which you see reality. This process is so powerful it seems like magic, but it's pure neuroscience. By feeding your RAS the right question, you reprogram your internal radar to identify everything that can bring you closer to prosperity. It's like changing the radio station from scarcity frequency to abundance frequency. Millionaires don't see opportunities because they're special. They see them because they've trained their brains to do so. The same market, the same economy, the same environment that holds many people back becomes a fertile ground for them. The secret lies in the mental filter, not the external circumstances. By repeating this question daily, you'll begin to notice small opportunities that once seemed irrelevant. It might be a business idea, an unexpected connection, or even a detail in a news article that points toward an investment chance. Your RAS reorganizes your perception so you can see what was once invisible.
This mechanism also has a direct impact on your self-confidence. When you start noticing results, even small ones, your brain reinforces the idea that you're on the right track. This creates a positive cycle of motivation and action, increasingly aligned with prosperity. The trap most people fall into is feeding their RAS negative questions. Why do I never have enough money? Or why does nothing ever work out for me? These questions also program your filter, but to find more lack and failure. That's why changing the way you ask is so powerful. Over time, your RAS builds a new identity for you, someone who attracts wealth. This new filter doesn't just change how you see the world, it changes how the world responds to you. People begin to trust you more, opportunities show up more often, and life seems to conspire in your favor. The amazing part is that this process doesn't require constant, conscious effort. You just plant the question at the right time and let your RAS do the invisible work. You wake up the next day more likely to notice the wealth around you. And if the question and the RAS are the triggers, emotion is the fuel. Without it, the whole process loses power. That's what we'll explore next. The emotion that attracts money. So far, we've talked about the powerful question, the hypnagogic state, and how your brain works. But there's one essential ingredient that ties it all together: emotion. Without emotion, the technique loses its strength. It's the feeling that turns a simple question into a magnet for prosperity. When you ask, "How did I do it?" it's not enough to just repeat it mechanically. You have to feel the surprise, the joy, and the gratitude as if the outcome has already happened. Picture yourself opening your banking app and seeing your balance multiplied. Feel the relief of paying off all your debts. Experience the emotion of holding crisp new bills in your hands. Science shows that strong emotions enhance the formation of new neural connections. This means the more real the feeling seems, the faster your subconscious accepts the experience as truth. Your brain doesn't distinguish between a real memory and one imagined with intense emotion. This is where many people go wrong. They repeat phrases or questions automatically, without energy. It's like trying to start a car without gas. The engine might turn over, but it won't go anywhere. Emotion is the fuel that makes the mental reprogramming process work. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions in this process. When you give thanks for something that hasn't happened yet, but feel as though it already has, you send your subconscious a signal that this reality already exists. Your brain then works to align your external experience with this internal state.
Another important detail is the element of surprise. When you ask yourself, "How did I do it?" allow a feeling of positive amazement to arise, as if you're genuinely impressed with your own success. That sense of wonder creates a vibrational state that amplifies the manifestation. It's like you're already celebrating something that feels inevitable. Imagine yourself celebrating with friends, paying bills with ease, or finally achieving a long-held dream. By immersing yourself in these feelings, you create an energy field so real that it attracts matching experiences. You stop being someone who just wants something and start vibrating like someone who's already achieved it. This practice isn't just about feeling something for a few seconds. The more you repeat it and engage emotionally, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, your body and mind begin to act as if prosperity is already part of your identity. And that's exactly what attracts external opportunities. The key then is to combine the question with authentic emotion. It's not enough to just think it, you have to feel it deeply. Emotion turns a mental command into an energetic experience that resonates with the world. And to help you put this into practice, here's the simple step-by-step routine you can use every night. The can't-miss step-by-step guide. Now, it's time to put everything into action. The technique might sound complex, but it's incredibly simple. Just follow these steps right before you fall asleep during the hypnagogic state to activate the full power of the three-word question. Step 1. Lie down and relax completely. Take a deep breath, release tension in your muscles, and let your body settle into a state of calm. The more relaxed you are, the easier it is to access your subconscious. Step 2. Gently introduce the question. Repeat calmly in your mind, "How did I double my income so easily?" or tailor it to your specific goal. Remember, phrase it in the past tense as if it's already happened. Step 3. Let images arise naturally. Don't force anything. Your subconscious will start creating scenarios. You receiving a promotion email, celebrating a big sale, seeing your bank account full. Just observe and feel it as though it's real. Step 4, connect with the emotion. Bring up feelings of gratitude, surprise, and joy. Imagine yourself celebrating the achievement. The stronger the emotion, the deeper the message will be imprinted in your subconscious.
Step 5. Fall asleep in this state. Let your mind continue working while you sleep. Your subconscious doesn't rest. It will keep processing the question, looking for answers, opportunities, and solutions to make it real. This whole ritual takes no more than 5 minutes, but the results can be truly life-changing. Every night, you're feeding your brain images and emotions of prosperity, training it to act in line with this new financial identity. Over time, you'll start noticing subtle shifts, new ideas popping up, the right people showing up, unexpected solutions to old problems. It's as if the universe begins aligning the pieces of your prosperity puzzle. The key is consistency. Just like going to the gym strengthens your muscles, practicing this technique every night strengthens your abundance muscle. Before long, you'll notice a meaningful shift in how you think, act, and attract money. And when this practice becomes part of your routine, something even deeper happens. Your financial identity begins to change. That's the transformation we'll explore now. The identity shift. When you practice this technique night after night, something remarkable happens. Your financial identity starts to shift. You stop being someone who just wants prosperity and begin seeing yourself as someone who's already achieved it. This change in identity is the real engine behind external transformation. Most people define themselves by lack. I'm in debt. I'm underpaid. I'm unlucky with money. That self-image creates an invisible prison that keeps delivering the same results. But when you ask yourself, how did I do it? You're programming your mind to adopt a new identity, one that already lives in abundance. This process goes beyond thinking. Your body, your emotions, even your posture begin reflecting this new version of you. You speak differently, carry yourself differently, make different choices. People around you sense this energy and respond in ways that match your new identity. It's as if the world is a mirror. When you see yourself as someone who struggles, life reflects back difficulties. When you see yourself as prosperous, life reflects back opportunities. The powerful question acts as the trigger for this identity transition. This new you isn't focused on lack, it's focused on possibilities. It doesn't operate from fear, but from confidence. It doesn't wait for luck to change, it creates its own luck, attracting circumstances that align with your inner state. That's the essence of the law of attraction applied to money. Over time, you'll notice doors opening naturally. Unexpected invitations, business that flows easily, creative solutions that seem to come out of nowhere. None of it is coincidence. It's all a reflection of the identity you're projecting. The universe responds to the vibration you put out.
This shift is profound because it changes the very core of how you operate. You stop acting like someone who's searching for prosperity and start acting like someone who's already living it. That subtle shift makes all the difference because your mind and your actions come into alignment. It's not just about attracting money, it's about becoming someone who naturally creates, maintains, and multiplies wealth. That's true freedom, not depending on outside events, but cultivating an identity that generates lasting abundance. This inner change is the foundation for any prosperity technique to work consistently. And now that you understand how important it is to transform your identity, it's time to take the final step, declare your new reality to the world and to the universe. Now it's your turn to take action. If you're truly ready to start reprogramming your mind for prosperity, say it out loud and write in the comments, "I already did it." This simple declaration reinforces your new identity and sends your subconscious the message that the transformation has already happened.
Don't just passively watch or listen. The act of writing or speaking creates a commitment, both internally and externally. When you comment, "I already did it, I've created my extra $1,000 a month," or "I already did it, I'm completely debt-free," you're stepping into the role of someone who's already living that reality. This kind of engagement isn't just psychological, it's energetic. Every time you declare it with conviction, you create a collective vibration that strengthens the field of abundance. You connect with others on the same path, and that amplifies the power of the technique. Think of it like planting a flag in new territory. When you write, "I already did it," you're telling yourself, others, and the universe, "This is my new reality." And little by little, the world begins to rearrange itself to match that declaration. This is the moment to turn knowledge into action. Understanding the hypnagogic state, the RAS, or the role of emotion won't help if you don't apply it. This call to action is your first practical step, your proof of commitment to change. Thousands of people have already used techniques like this and experienced amazing transformations. Now it's your turn to step into that energy. Declare it today and start seeing results tomorrow. Remember, every night is a new chance to plant that question in your subconscious. Every feeling of gratitude is a new seed of prosperity. Every "I already did it" is a firmer step toward the life you deserve. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The moment is now. Use the technique tonight. Declare your victory and get ready to wake up tomorrow richer, more confident, and closer to your financial freedom. If you've made it this far, you've already taken the first step. Now it's time to act. Comment below, declare your victory, and join the community of people who've decided to step into their new financial identity. The universe is already listening. I already did it. If this content resonated with you and you want to keep learning how to use your mind to attract more money and prosperity, subscribe now and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And hey, right here on the screen there's a video that perfectly complements what you learned today. Click on it to discover the next key to accelerating your journey to financial freedom.